Hey, this is Danny from the Magic Our Way podcast, and you guys are listening to the BS Podcast Network.
This podcast brought to you by OuchThatHurts.com. Visit Ouch That Hurts for music, gaming, reviews, editorials, podcasts, and more. Ouch That Hurts, HERTZ.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 35 of the Save Point podcast. I am joined today. Well, first off, before I tell you who I'm joined with, make sure to visit our sponsors, OuchThatHurts.com. That's OuchThatHurts, HERTZ.com, and the BSPodcastNetwork.com. Any type of podcast you need to look for, you will find it on there. BSPodcastNetwork.com. As I said, I am Dan. I am joined here with Jesus, save our souls. Hello, Jesus. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Wonderful, wonderful. And we have Tuesday.
Hey.
So, how are you, Tuesday?
I am also wonderful.
Awesome. And hold on to your seats. That's a really horrible way of introducing, and I apologize. But we have a special guest. You maybe remember her from the beginnings of the Save Point. Grace is back. Hey, Grace.
Hello, lovelies.
So, yay, she's back. How have you been?
I've been busy. I graduated from college and then went on a long trip to New York and just got back, so I've been busy.
So you've been adulting.
I have been adulting, and I will continue adulting for the next handful of weeks.
And that's gross.
It's awful.
Adulting.
It's a bad time.
So, but in all seriousness, congratulations on graduating college. That's awesome. So,
thank you. I now have a bachelor's degree, so I mean that's a fun
time.
Time.
Can we ask in what?
Psychology, clinical psychology.
Sorry.
What was that?
Why?
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just like I look at Grace, and Grace is like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to be looking at people and wondering what's going on in their brains. Come and talk to me." So,
okay.
So, I know you told me this before. I know you told me this before that you're doing psychology. I don't know why I got caught off guard with that one for some reason. But
that's fine.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Thank you.
So
much obliged.
Much obliged. What was it? I think the joke that I heard about psychology came from, and I know if you look at what he is or whatever like now, but when he actually was funny was Bill Cosby. Did you ever hear of him talking about him and his wife and about the grades and about what they got? He's like my wife, child psychology, minored in, psychology and then minored in child psychology. So, but got a B in it. So if you ask her a question, she'll give you a B answer. And he's like, and I studied child psychology and minored in physical education. He says, so if you ask me a question that I don't know, I'm going to tell you to take a lap. Gym teacher or whatever. Okay.
Yes. No, okay. No, I got it. It took me a second, but I got it.
I am 0 for 2 tonight. Okay, good. I'll just be quiet now. No, I won't. I will not be quiet.
You're leading this discussion, my boy.
Yeah, I'm trying.
I believe in you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Always.
All right. Well, E3 is upon us. Or at least while we're recording this, E3 is going on right now. we basically by us recording right now, all the main kind of conferences are done and over with. Obviously, right now it's just kind of chatting about individual games that you're going to find on the Twitches and on the YouTube. But before we get into what we were thinking about on a couple of conferences, what have we been playing? And Grace, since you're back, what have you been playing? You have like a whole 3/4 of a year to tell us what you've been playing. So.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. So picked up a game called Atelier Sophie at a GameStop in my college town.
Wait, you still go to GameStop?
Yeah. They got good deals, my dude. I went and picked up Atelier Sophie, which is like a $60 game, and I got it for like $20 because it was barely used. Somebody ordered it online and then just returned it to them because they were like, eh. So I ended up snagging it for $20 instead of paying Amazon $60 for it. So that was a lucky
I don't even
find.
know what the game is about. I've never even heard of this game.
Yeah, no, okay. So it's from the Atelier series, which has actually been going on for a long, long time. I believe this company has been around pretty much since video games have been a thing, like consoles. And I think they've had games on every console. Not on, I don't believe they're on Xbox. They went from like GameCube and all that kind of stuff, and then went into the PlayStation family. Once that split happened. So yeah, no. Atelier Sophie was the first game in the Atelier series to be put out for the PS4. And I just thought it had cute artwork and seemed like something I'd be interested in. I saw that there was like a bunch of crafting components, and I was like, sure, sounds like fun. Little did I know the game would take over my life.
Wait,
and,
why does that sound so familiar?
I don't know.
I gotta look.
It's a really good game, though.
What is it called again?
Atelier Sophie. I believe it's Atelier Sophie and the Mysterious Book. I'm pretty sure is the actual full title. And so yeah, no. So I played that game and platinumed it. I did that over winter break a year and a half ago or so, something like that. Yeah, like a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago, I went through and platinumed that, and that's actually the first game on my PS4 that I've ever platinumed. So that was cool.
So you never platinumed Skyrim like you were trying to?
No, I never did, because that would require going down the vampire quest tree and the werewolf quest tree, and I have no desire to do either of those things. Those are the last two that I have left. It's get to the specific numbers, advance your skills this much as a werewolf and this much as a vampire, and those are the only two that I haven't done. So otherwise I've done everything in Skyrim, but I just have no interest in becoming a vampire lord. And now I also got back into League of Legends, which I take hiatuses from every now and again, but I'm back into it at the moment. It's an awful time. But they're introducing a new character that I'm super excited for. I have really loved the last 3 characters they put out. Nico, Yumi, and now they're putting out, I believe her name is Kiana. And God, she's beautiful. She's beautiful, and she fights with I believe the weapon is referred to as oh God, I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation, but it's an ear-saying drossel, something like that.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Which I only know because of Soul Calibur, because Tira, my second favorite character in the entire series, uses this weapon, and that's why I got so excited when I saw her. I was just like, oh my god, they're bringing Tira to League! So, but yeah, she looks like she's going to be an AD-based assassin, which I'm super excited for. Because I don't usually play that many characters that are like that, but if they introduce her, I will.
So if per se a random like myself would join on to League of Legends, would you be able to teach said gamer or not?
I love that. That made me laugh.
I have done that before for many other people, so I would indeed be willing to help a rando who wanted to learn how to play the game, yes.
Awesome. Even me?
Yes, even you, Dan.
All right.
I like to think that I'm a pretty decent teacher. I've only had one person quit on me, and that's because they were, at the time, they were my boyfriend, and they didn't like that I carried the game instead of them. So they were like, nope, this game isn't for me. And I was like, but I've been playing this game for like 7 years. I should be the one carrying out of everybody here.
I like how you suddenly went into like an English accent.
You
You're
know,
like,
I
I've
do
been
that
doing this game
sometimes.
for years.
I've been playing this game for years.
Good
Why
day,
do
governor.
you think? Why do you think that I ought not be the one carrying?
Oh, Grace, I missed you. So,
But yeah, now I'm playing Atelier Fierce, which is the next game in the series, and that's what I'm currently playing is League of Legends and Atelier Fierce. And I'm just about done with Atelier Fierce. Kind of, maybe. I don't know. It's telling me that I don't actually have very many trophies, and I'm kind of confused as to why, because I've gotten a lot of achievements in the game, so I don't know how to unlock the other trophies, but I'm working on it. You best believe.
all right.
Yeah.
So, awesome. Well, let's see. Tuesday, what have you been playing?
Oh, I have an exciting surprise for you guys. Guess what game I finally played?
Zelda!
Yes!
Which one?
Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I know. Yeah. So I started playing that again and then realized I had no clue what was going on because I just left myself in the middle of nowhere on my horse. Yeah, I left myself no context of anything, so I was like, haha, I have no direction right now. So I started the whole thing over, and I've been trucking along. I'm having a good time, though. So you guys were right.
It was worth it?
Yeah, I guess I'll give you guys that win there. Yeah, it's pretty good.
At least you have something to look forward to.
So can I tell you something that was really, really, really dumb that I completely forgot about when it came to Breath of the Wild?
Something really dumb. Yeah, I would love to hear that.
I forgot that you could ride horses in Zelda.
Oh my god, what?
Like everybody was just like, I done this and I done this and I'm done this, and I'm like, I'm still walking somewhere. Like,
no,
I just for the longest time.
Hard mode. You did it on like extra crispy hard mode.
Yeah, like I don't know, like it just never clicked to me to be like, hey, those things called horses, you can jump on them and you can ride them.
I do remember the last time I played, that was one of the first things I did. I was like, all right, where's my horse? Where's my horse? Where's my horse?
Yeah, no, Dan, don't feel bad because in Atelier Fierce, there's like a very small, like fast travel system where like you can travel to different campfires within the area. Because it's like a little like it's a crafting game, but it's also in like an adventure game where you go and explore areas and like unlock maps as you go through them. And so like I totally forgot because I picked it up a while ago, started playing it, and then like got into the first area and could not for the life of me figure out how to progress the game, so I just kind of gave up and put it down for a while, and I just picked it up within the last week again. And again, had left myself, like Tuesday did, no context, in the middle of a field, surrounded by monsters, and did not know what I was doing, and I was very confused. And then I proceeded to go through the rest of the game without remembering that there was a fast travel system, so I was just like, how do people play this game? Like, you have to walk everywhere, and you're timed, and it's like, how do people do it? And then I finally figured out, like, right at the end of the game, I was just like, oh my god, you can fast travel! It was a bad time. I was like, how am I that dumb?
Hey, I forgot about a horse, so I have no comment.
And I forgot about fast travel. You forgot about horses. You know what, Dan? We are one and the same.
Absolutely.
You know what else I didn't forget about too?
What didn't you forget, Tuesday?
I'm still lost in the sauce. I started Let's Go Pikachu over as well.
Ah.
Y'all know me talking about the games that I play would never be complete without me playing Pokemon an ungodly amount. Well, I got really excited about Sword and Shield, so I was like, I'm going to go back and play my games and hype myself up for the next, 6 months.
Absolutely. Yeah. When are we going to get back on and do another Smash Night?
I am ready when you're ready.
We have to.
We
definitely have to do another Smash Night.
I have new friends to add in.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I have new friends to add into this Smash Night.
Can you repeat that?
Your microphone is doing some not great things, Miss Tuesday.
Yeah.
Oh no! Why does that always happen?
Yeah, it's cutting out mid words.
Is it okay now?
Yeah.
For the most part, yes.
Okay, cool.
So let's try that again. Hey, Tuesday, we should really do another Smash Night.
No.
Denied.
Just kidding. I would love that. And I have some friends who would also love that too.
Awesome. Well, we're always willing to make new friends. You know what the best way to make new friends with us is?
Join our Discord.
Yes.
Wow.
Like I said, Grace, it's like you haven't even missed a step. So join our Discord. The link is in every possible area you can find our name. Every episode, there's a link there. iTunes, Podbean, wherever you're downloading us. And also do us a favor too. If you're still listening to us, hit that smash button. Oh my God.
I would love to hit that smash button. That sounds like a great time.
Please show me the smash button. I would love to hit it.
Smash the smash button.
Smash that smash.
I'm just going to allow them to keep saying hit that smash button for the rest of the episode.
Smash that hit button.
No, smash, hit, click, whatever. Rub very gently that subscribe button, but at the very least, click on it. Subscribe to us. Leave us reviews. Leave us, please, good reviews, but it's your opinion, so you can leave us a bad one if you like. You won't hurt our feelings. We'll just call you names on here.
Legas.
So if you want to be heard, mention us, and we'll shout you out. Whatever you say.
Absolutely. And with that, Jesus, our Savior, what have you been playing?
I have not been playing anything.
Okay, let's move on.
Well, that was
Jesus is not our Savior.
There's just too much E3 news. There's so much E3. I just been watching conferences and conferences.
Fair. That's fair. I've mostly been watching the LCS, so I can understand.
That too. I've been watching some streams, but that's just background noise for when I'm editing stuff. But no, there's just been so much news out there. It's just in this past week, it's like I can't really. I could play some games, but to kind of stay up to date to what's happening, and there's been so many different companies doing their own mini conferences too. You gotta sneak peek, and then I had to watch a couple computer conferences because they've released a couple new graphics cards. So I was watching those. There's a lot. There's just a lot.
Anything on the graphics card that we should be really kind of looking at, or no?
So I watched what is it? AMD's. Depends. What kind of what computer? What are you running on your computer?
I am running.
Let's not get too technical. I can talk.
No, I'm not.
There's a lot. They released 8 new graphics cards.
I am not an AMD guy, so I can't talk intelligently. I have an MSI. I'm running MSI 1060, or I'm sorry, 2060.
Okay, so
on mine. So
yeah, you're running the other company. So
the only one NVIDIA.
Yeah, you're running NVIDIA. I only watched the other one. So Yeah. So we can talk another time. There's a lot of computer talk there.
Did I tell you that I was really, really, really like impressed with myself that I was able to install it? And people are like, I was talking to one of my friends. I'm like, yeah, I just put in a 2060, MSI GeForce RTX. He's like, okay, and I'm like, you're not impressed? He's like, dude, all you gotta do is plug it in and turn the computer back on. I'm like, shut up.
I don't know. Like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Like, no. When you're dealing with like overall, you're dealing with like sensitive things. You don't wanna fuck it up. One, you're dealing with something that's ridiculously expensive to a point. If you mess up just a little thing, it just you want to be nice and careful. And once it works, you're like, I did it. You should be proud of that. Like, well, no, you did good, Dan. You did good.
Thank you. I also go over, and it was like, you know how like what is it? I was telling my father. My father, he's a land administrator, so he does a lot of obviously computer stuff. That's where I got my love of computers from, and he came over, and I'm like, yeah, hey, I showed him because the last time he saw my computer, I have like RGB fans that I put in, I have RGB memory I put in, even my graphics card. Yeah, even my graphics card has RGB lights on it.
True gamer.
So I'm going through and I'm showing him all of this, and he's doing, and I'm like, I get to show my dad, and you get that like kind of like I'm waiting for his approval type sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, and he turns to me, turns back, looks at the computer, turns back, looks at me, and goes, so when are you actually going to be a man and get some water cooling in this thing?
I love it. Oh, I love your dad even more now. I love that. Oh, that is so sweet.
Called
I love that.
Out.
Oh yeah, I was called out like big time.
Oh, I love that so much.
So I'm like, fine. I'm gonna go look at it, and I'm gonna do a custom watercolor. And I call, Corsair has released like a pump and all of that, and you put all your specs in, and it's like, yeah, you could do this for $475, and I'm like, no, I can't.
It's like, you might think I can, however.
And that's the thing, like, my computer does not need, like, I don't need water cooling.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason for it. I'm not running anything, and I've been, I watch temperatures and all of that, and I don't even come close to being in dangerous levels. It would just be something for looks, and I'm like, I don't need $500 looks of water cooling right now. So, so Tyra, you haven't really been playing. You've just been following the E3 stuff.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, if you who are listening right now have been following the E3 stuff too, you will know that Tyrant and I actually did do a lot of E3 coverage in the past 2 days. So I'm kind of on that same bandwagon of not really playing any games right now because we were doing that coverage. I was also on vacation. So I wasn't even near a gaming system. If I do have to say, if I did play one thing, though, I am actually reviewing a game, and Grace, I really think that this one would be right up your alley. It's called Dragon Star Veneer.
I have not heard of it.
So it's an RPG. It's a JRPG. All the characters, their genre or how they're drawn, anime style. Long story short is, there are witches, and witches drink dragon's blood for power and health and all of that. Okay, and each dragon that they kill will give them new powers. The problem with this is that the humans feel, or the Knights of the Requiem, as they have created, feel that witches are evil and all of them need to be destroyed. So you play a character named Zephy, who's a knight, and he ends up getting attacked by a dragon, and you end up basically losing to this dragon, and 2 witches come by and save you by feeding you dragon blood, and you become a witch with them. So then basically what happens is that you are then taken with the witches, and you're taken back to their home, and you're surrounded by another 9 witches, which would be every man's dream, just to be surrounded by 9 women. Or some.
That's my dream.
It's my dream, honestly. Like, give me those witches.
I don't know. Bad joke. Once again, I'm 0 for 3 now. I
But
should
you know
just
I'm
stop.
in love with witches.
I'm sorry?
Honestly, same.
You know I'm in love with witches.
Well,
My
that's
love for
true.
Bayonetta.
There you go.
I just kind of am a witch, so.
Same.
So you do that, and that's about as far as I've gotten into the game. And that really hasn't given away anything, because you can kind of find all that information out about the story. So I am a little bit farther, but anything more would probably be giving it away too much. In fact, I think the game releases today. I think the embargo's up today. We just got the game a little late. So I'm in the middle of it right now. So the review will be out for it. They have a really interesting battle mechanic to it. So it is turn-based RPG. So, I mean, it's nothing like anything crazy like that. But all battles are done in the air.
Oh.
So or at least all the ones that I've participated in so far are done in the air. And with that, there's 3 levels. So you have the high level, you have mid-range, and you have lower level. So like the air is broken out into 3 different levels. So there could be a dragon or a creature or whatever, and that creature could be on like the mid level, and I'm on top level. So I could have like attacks that do like attack from above, and do that. Or if I wanted to do like a melee attack, I'd have to move down to the mid level where the actual monster is. And then there's also some dragons that actually go, and they're either between 2 levels or they're actually on all 3 levels, and then you can attack different parts of it. So it's a very interesting mechanic, battle mechanic. So I'm actually having fun with it right now. So that's what I've been doing.
Sounds super cool.
Yeah, I really think you'd dig it. As far as that, in fact, I think Tuesday you'd actually probably dig it too. On it. Thinking about it, I think you guys would. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's very interesting. But let's get into the topic. Obviously, the biggest news is E3 news of what's going on, and there's no way that we could, if we wanted to be here for a while, talk about all the conferences that went on. But I think tonight, for this episode, we're going to talk about. We're talking about not Square Enix. I'm jumping the gun. Square Enix will be next podcast. I say we talk about the 2 big companies. We could actually talk about 3 big companies that happened between Saturday and Sunday, and that would be EA. But I would say the only big news that came out of EA was the Star Wars game.
Agreed.
Which looks incredible. But it's Star Wars, and we're not going to kind of rehash what went on for Star Wars. I think the funny thing about it, and I feel bad about it because I really hyped this, as you guys know. Anthem got about a 30-second thing.
Yeah, it was sad. It's a really sad state for that game.
Yeah, they're basically I think abandoning it.
It's done. I called it. I know
you did.
It's a dead game now.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to say that. I hear it because it had wonderful gunplay. It had wonderful movement. It's a story that companies should look into when developing games. This is what happens.
Do you know that they went in? It was like a couple of weeks or a couple of days before the last E3, and they changed the name of it. Like it was supposed to be called something else.
Yep. After when everything was getting released, all the statements, it's crazy. A lot of it's ridiculous. A lot of the things that were happening during the production of that game and the miscommunication. It was a dumpster fire of a mess, and I feel bad for everyone who put their work because everyone was doing work for that game and doing what they could, but it was it's a mess.
And basically, 2 games suffered from it because you had Anthem, obviously, it came out of it, and then the game before it, which was Andromeda, which suffered because everybody got pushed onto Anthem. It was supposed to be called like Beyond or something, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
sad.
So that was really kind of what happened, and obviously they had FIFA and Madden moments and all of that we really don't care about.
Yeah, I skipped all those. Like I did reactions to because almost every other conference was about between like half an hour to 45 minutes to a little over an hour. But EA's play was like 5 30-minute sections, and like, whoa, I was not expecting that. So I was like, okay, I gotta settle down. But I was happy that they kind of stated like, first is Star Wars, then what is it? Apex Legends, then Battlefield 5, and then FIFA, Madden, and then some. So like, all right, I know which ones I'm gonna react to, and then the rest, forget it. So.
Yeah. So I would say let's move into start talking about the first big one that people were really waiting for, and I would say this would be their year to really shine, considering that Sony's not there and Nintendo. Obviously, they have a presence, but have never done haven't done a live show in a long time, and that would be Microsoft. Like it was their show to take, and I'll kind of get into what I thought of it, but let's go over the kind of the things that they announced, and see if you guys what your guys' thought is on these. And these are not in any kind of particular order, so don't blame me if I go out of order from what was actually said. And we'll kind of go over the bigger stuff, not kind of like the littler stuff. But sadly, Grace, there's still no word on your Tunic game.
No, I know. I haven't seen anything. It makes me sad.
So I know that they opened up with Outer Worlds, which was showcased last year, and it's now coming out on October 25th. This is done by Obsidian, the people that made Fallout New Vegas.
Okay.
No opinion?
No, not really.
Okay. Let's see. There's a new Minecraft Dungeons game that's coming out, so it's basically Minecraft, but with dungeons as dungeon crawler.
Yeah, I'm excited for that a little bit because it reminds me of a mix of Diablo and Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be a fun game. Like everyone I know now has a Switch because of the new Pokemon game coming out, and I have an interesting topic I want to talk with you guys in a future episode about the state of like Pokemon games and things like that. But okay. Yeah, like everyone I know now is either owns one or is going to buy one come this summer, or it's already summer. Yeah. But yeah, like I'm excited for that.
So, still no release date for Battletoads.
Oh.
Which I'm kind of sad about. I do want to talk. I do want to play Battletoads because that's like one of those games that's like I remember playing when I was a kid, and I don't remember if I liked it or. So I kind of want to experience to see if I do like it or not like it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Elden Ring. It's a game about North 4, also with collaboration with George R. R. Martin. So I would think that it's the first thought that went through my mind with this game was, okay, George R. R. Martin, and it's going to be Dark Souls with a lot of boobs and sleeping with your brother or sister.
I was interested until you said that last part.
You're cutting out, Tuesday. What?
I said I was interested until last part.
Okay, give it 1 second. Give it 1 moment. All right, let's go. Let's go with that again. Take three.
I was interested till that last part.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
that was kind of like what Game of Thrones was, wasn't it?
Boobs, incest, and yeah. Oh, and murder. Lots and
And
lots of
murder.
murder.
Well, that's where the Dark Souls part comes in.
True.
So, but I mean, it looks interesting. I mean, it was very teaser. I mean, like, there's no information about it. It's just, hey, by the way, we're From Software is with George R. R. Martin, and it's called Elden Ring. So,
He's working on a game, not a book. Yeah, that's where everyone wants him to be.
So, this is a free to play game, and I'm not that hyped about it because I've never played it, or I never played the first one. But I hear it's a huge thing. Phantasy Star Online 2 is coming to the West.
What?
You didn't know about that?
Well, I told you I didn't watch the conference.
Oh.
Oh, shoot! Are you serious?
Yeah, Phantasy Star Online 2 is coming spring of 2020.
For Xbox, right?
Just for Xbox.
That is sick. I did not know that. I will be looking into that more.
So I actually pulled up. It kind of reminds me of like StarCraft or Star Ocean. Not StarCraft, Star Ocean.
Yes, that's one. That's one of the reasons I played Star Ocean, because it was somewhat similar. Like that, I am so happy. I'm gonna look into that a little bit more.
Okay. Psychonauts. They talked about their streaming service coming to, was it Project X or whatever it's called, and how you could now, or no, I'm sorry, I take that back. Yeah, so you have that. Then you have Game Pass. Then you have Game Pass Ultimate, where now you can link your gold subscription to it. So I actually did that, and I'm like, let me see how many months I actually got out of it. So I paid $1, and it converted my gold membership in, and now I don't have to pay for gold or for Game Pass until January of next year.
Oh, cool.
So I'm going to see how it is, and if I don't like it, I'll just get rid of it and just buy another year of gold. Or if not, I'll just keep it and keep the $14.99 every month for it. So we got that. They did mention Project Scarlet, which is their new console that's getting the GDDR6 SD RAM. I mean, I don't want to say that I'm not excited about a new console, but like, it's like you can say all of this and you can say all these specs or whatever. Until I actually see what I'm playing on it, I don't really care. Is that an assumption? Is that a good assumption?
Whoa. Kind of.
Did you just throw a cat through your computer, Tuesday?
No.
No. Mine is the cat issue at the moment. No, because when you're like, that's one of the reasons I was kind of originally delaying me buying a Switch a while back, because originally I was gonna buy it at launch, but it wasn't until a couple months after that, once some games were actually coming out, and like I have a reasonable selection of in my library to play, because then what are you gonna do with a X $100 console sitting around? Like, I recently pre-ordered the Stadia system to give that a try. Hopefully not a waste of money. But
so you're doing a Founders edition for that?
Yep.
That's cool.
So
what about girls?
Sorry?
What about you? I was going to say that, girls. What about you? Like, so basically, they came out and said, "Okay, we're going to have this," and all they did was show Halo Infinite, which I will get to in a second. But it's one game, but they're saying, "Oh, we're not going to unveil anything until next year." Basically, about it. Like, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing?
I mean, in my opinion, after seeing a handful of games get like overhyped early and then have them fail because of that, I feel like if they don't think that they're ready to actually release accurate information about how the game is going to actually play, it's probably better if they wait. I mean, I'd rather have them hold off and actually get their stuff together rather than, like come
You've
out and
been
say,
really
like,
trying to hold back from swearing, haven't you?
I have been. I don't like swearing on live broadcasts or just broadcasts in general if I can avoid it. I keep catching
Sorry,
myself.
go ahead.
No, you're fine. And then like just what's it called? I would just much rather them, get their act together before actually like showing us more about the game, because it's better to take the time and make the game polished rather than showing it early and trying to say, hey, look what we can do in theory, and then disappointing the fans, because that's pretty much exactly what happened with Fallout 76, and it's also what happened with the Sonic movie, and they finally got it through their heads that was going to be a mess if they released it as it was, and they decided to, pull it back and, push it off. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it makes more sense to not release information about a game that's not complete.
Or even the system, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Tuesday?
I'm skeptical. Kind of along the same things Grace was saying. It makes sense that if they don't have everything like kind of ready to go, to not say too much. But at the same time, I kind of don't have too much faith in them. 'Cause we've been seeing a lot of games that get like super hyped, like Fallout and everything, and then it was kind of like it released and it was like really buggy, and that seems to be the thing that's happening now. So, I mean, if it does happen, I'm not going to be shocked. But I'm just really skeptical, especially like with Microsoft. I don't know.
No, I get it. I'm kind of in the same boat on that. That's awesome to say, hey, by the way, yeah, like everybody knew you're working on a new console. Everybody knew it. Like, this is not a new thing that there's, that they're working on a new console. For them to come out and say, oh yeah, by the way, it's called Project Scarlet. We're not going to show you what it looks like. We're going to give you a little bit of information. But by the way, you're not going to hear anything about it until way later. You're going to have to wait a year and a half. Because if you really look at it, this is, it's June, and they're saying holiday of 2020. So we're going to wait a year and a half before, we're going to be able to actually play it. And if they hype it for at least 4 to 6 months, for pre-orders of it, so then it's going to be, June, July before they actually say anything about it. It's just going to be like to me, it's like, show me what it can do and show me the games I'm going to play on it, and then I'll get excited for it. I'm not excited to know that I'm not going to see anything for a year.
Yeah, I think it would have been better if they waited till like at least probably their own conference like later this year, like towards maybe fall, or maybe wait until next E3.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, that they should have waited until next E3.
Because like I can guess that they're like trying to tease, because right now this year their main competitor Sony was not there, so this was their time to shine. They had the stage, so they had the opportunity to do a lot of things, and we know, or at least through the rumor mill, we know that they're working on multiple versions of this console. Was the Project Scarlet the diskless one? Or did they really...
see, that's the thing that people are kind of wondering, is that supposedly it was called Project Anaconda. That was supposed to be the beefier one. And Project Scarlet was supposed to be like the lower end one.
Okay, so
of it. And
so overall,
yeah.
So overall, we just kind of have like the CPU specs, but not like anything else. Like we don't know which specific console we're looking at. It's just like this is one of them. But so yeah. Okay.
Hey, and Steve joined.
It's a Steve.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Steve.
Steve enters the fray.
Here comes a new challenger.
Dawn. Wait, that's next week. Never mind.
This is too many people on a podcast. What the hell's going on?
Okay, I'm taking my leave.
God, Steve, I guess I could just leave again for another couple months. I mean, if that's really how you feel.
Who's even talking right now? Are you a new person?
Oh,
know what?
yeah, you might not know me. I was
You know
here. I'm an OG. I was here at the beginning.
Oh, way back then.
Mm-hmm.
Steve's an OG.
Damn
know.
straight.
I know he
Yep.
is.
Okay, but I won't. I'll just, we won't talk about the elephant in the room. I'll just go. I know I'll be better when I leave. So Steve, take over. I'm going. So
Ghost
All right.
Dan enters the battle now.
go, Steve.
The best one of all.
Little did he know he could not truly die. His spirit is stuck here for all of eternity.
I'm telling you that episode, I thought I was going to.
It's always a fun re-listen. I'm not gonna lie. I re-listen to the certain sections. It's just fun.
Oh, I
You
listen
just
to it
want to
every
laugh
night.
at my voice.
That's the one I like to show people now. I'm like, hey guys, I'm on a podcast. Listen to it.
It's so spooky.
You guys all suck.
Ghost Dan's here.
So Steve, we're basically talking about E3, and we're talking about what we saw at the Xbox conference.
Okay.
Did you get a chance to watch any rerun of it? See any part of it?
Yeah, I saw some bits. I watched some select trailers, and I watched like a 15-minute breakdown thing that somebody had. I think Engadget had. So I'm pretty well aware of what happened.
So the question that we have right now is, so Sony obviously wasn't there.
Right.
Nintendo didn't have a stage show. Nintendo hasn't had a stage show in a long time. We all know that a new console is in the works for PlayStation. We all know a new console's in the works for Xbox.
Yep.
And basically, Xbox did this teaser. We're going to tell you some of the specs. It's the most powerful console we've ever made, and ray tracing, and it makes breakfast sandwiches and espresso, and and all of that. And then obviously they showed Halo Infinite, which we haven't talked about Halo Infinite, but it can do all of this. But guess what? It's not going to come out until holiday of 2020, meaning that before we really ever get any more solid information, I think, of what the actual box looks like, a price, a release date, it's going to not be until probably E3 of next year.
Right.
Is that a smart move, or is that a not needed move at the moment right now?
I mean, they want to get ahead of any kind of comparisons between them and whatever the PS5 is going to be. So they put their foot in the door first. That okay, next generation, here's where we're at. Now everyone else needs to measure up to us. And so in terms of like a dick measuring contest, they whipped theirs out first, which you never know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. Sony kind of peeked the tip out a little bit and was like, yeah, it's PS5. It's a little bit better than the other one, but wasn't really specific on things. And so I think them pushing the ray tracing thing, and then their whole talk about the X Cloud and pushing game streaming, I think that's where the next console cycle is really going to sit, is who can stream their games the best. And I think this Project Scarlet, I think that's the main point of that box. They can say 8K and they can say solid state drive all day long, but in the end, it's the streaming tech that's going to make or break that box.
Stadia for the win, then.
Yeah, Stadia for the win.
I still don't know where that fits. That's like that one
future.
puzzle piece. That's like that one puzzle piece that you have that you know it's going to fit somewhere, but you don't know where it's going to fit because it just looks that fucking goofy.
It's in it fits with a different box. It's not the box that everyone else is playing in. You know? It's like, this is a puzzle piece. It does fit somewhere, but it's like I don't know.
So yeah, I agree with a lot of those, Steve. Like I said, it's just kind of to me, it's I'm not interested in knowing vague out of there. Like, to me, it's like, it's either you go all in and show everything, or you look at it and say, we're working on a box and we're going to have more information, but it's going to rock. It's going to do whatever. The whole 3-minute montage of this whole thing where it's these developers are talking about, or it's just it's not even developers, it's just the creators of the system. We're going to have SSD. Okay, cool. Everybody knows you're going to have SSD. We're going to have 120 hertz or gigahertz of processing, of refresh rate. Okay, great. You should, because everybody knows that you're trying to hit 8K, which you're going to need. It's like, you're not telling me anything that I don't already know that you should have in this system.
Well, if they didn't say anything about it at all, the big question would have been like, why isn't Microsoft announcing anything for Project Scarlet? What are they hiding? Are they behind the PS5? Like, it would have been questions the other way around of like, why didn't they say anything?
Don't you think that would create better hype for it then, instead of...
Not for Xbox. People aren't hyped for Xbox right now. That's why Sony didn't have to do anything. They don't need the hype. Xbox needs the hype. They needed to say something for their fans. That was for the fans. That wasn't for people who are not interested in an Xbox. Those are for people interested in the next Xbox.
That's a good point, actually. Now that I'm thinking of that, if I'm thinking it in that aspect, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Steve, again, with the voice of reason.
Hell yeah, that's what I do. All day, every day.
So we talked about that. I think now, let's talk about what I feel are the 3 big games that actually came out at Xbox. The first one, and I think it's the 3rd biggest one. I don't think it's the biggest one. I think it's the 3rd biggest one. Was Halo Infinite. And all I'm going to say is, me having a daughter, okay, I want to punch Microsoft in the face.
Okay.
Did anybody watch? Did anybody besides, I think, anybody?
The trailer?
Seen, that trailer.
I texted you. Remember, I just watched the last bit with the Scarlet part and the trailer. So I did watch the trailer at the end.
So the fact that, one, I think this is the other thing that kind of throws me a little bit with the system, is that there was no gameplay of Halo Infinite. So like, it's all CG. So it's like, you can make CG look fucking incredible on the current gen stuff. So I think that maybe that's where it's like, I've yet to see like this true power that you're talking about for a console, but we'll get more into that later. But the fact that they had that little hologram disc, and it's the mother, it's obviously the wife, and it's the sing a song for daddy and say, how big are you? And she's like, so big. And say, I miss you. Okay, I miss you. I love you. Love you. And then the battery cuts out on it. I was like, you sons of bitches.
I missed that. I don't even know what you're talking about.
So
that just sounds weird to me.
So like the Halo Infinite, the guy's like trying to fix something, he gets thrown on his back or whatever. And then what you do is you look at it, and there's a little disc, and it's a little hologram, and it's of his wife, and she's leaving him a message, and she's talking to obviously his daughter, and his daughter can't be more than 2 or 3 years old.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, okay. And she's like, say, daddy, I love you. She's like, love you, I miss you. And she's like, miss you. And I'm like, you jerks.
So you're angry because you felt emotions for the first time in 5 years?
Yeah, basically.
How dare they give me these emotions?
Yep. Once again, there's that English British accent.
I
break into that sometimes.
I need to just get sound clips of this and just have them as like little just inputs here and there.
That's going to be our preview that you can do for our episode. So I mean, to me, it's a CG trailer. Great. I think that's where it kind of throws me a little bit. Like,
target render. It's a target render.
A target render. So it was like, okay, perfect. It's like, cool. You just announced that you have a new console, and here's Infinite, and it's going to be on the next gen. It's going to be a launch title.
Yeah.
Awesome. Even if it's a 15 to 30 second gameplay clip, show me what I am going to be controlling, not a CG video.
But have you played Halo before?
Yeah, I have.
So you know what Halo is. They've never really significantly changed what Halo is. It's a shooter in space, right?
True.
Do you need to see that?
But
And it
I
was
would
more
like to see. I would like to see what the system is doing. What does gameplay look like? Because you
Well-
can't tell. Because your CG to your
Mhm.
gameplay are two different things.
That's
Well,
true.
what was it? Was it more of just an announcement trailer, kind of, than a
Well,
gameplay
that's the
trailer?
thing is that they've announced Infinite now 3 times.
Well, they've been working on it for a while. You know,
Yeah.
it takes a long time to get to infinity.
To infinity and beyond.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know.
Wait, how many people are Team Forky for Toy Story 4?
Team. I mean, sure. Okay, why not?
I suppose I could be.
Jeez. Go
Uh,
back to where you came from.
All right,
Well,
guys,
Grace-
guess I'm leaving. Bye.
Go back to
Well,
the
Grace-
leaf sweats.
College has really changed you.
It turned you British. What the hell?
I heard that college you experiment in college, but I didn't know you're going to the other side of things.
She went full British. Full British.
I went full British. Once you go full British, you typically don't return.
Oh man.
So
So top. You said top 3. You bitched about Halo. What were your other 2?
hey, bitched about it. Gears 5. I think they went wonderfully over the top for Gears 5. I think the game actually looks pretty cool. It looks really good. I just think they did a great job with it. Like they needed to hype a game, and that was the game that they needed to hype an exclusive. I take that back, and they hyped the shit out of that game, and it looks great. Like I want to play it.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And then the last one, and it's because there was a beautiful, beautiful man that came out with it, and that was Cyberpunk 2077 with Mr. Keanu motherfucking Reeves.
Oh, the moment of the show. So
That
great.
I saw clips of that. That was great.
Love me some Keanu.
So
Keanu.
did you hear that? So when he was making his speech, somebody yelled out and picked up on the microphones, "You're breathtaking."
Yes,
Oh my
I-
god, yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
said,
Yeah.
You're breathtaking.
I actually saw his tweet. I saw his tweet that he posted.
Yeah, because CG project. What the fuck?
CD
The
Projekt
develop-
Red.
CD
CD
Project
Projekt Red.
Red CG projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Red Project CDs.
Yes,
Compact disc blue. So
yeah, Blu-rays. The Blu-ray company. They tweeted at the guy and was like, "Hey, we'll give you a full system and the special edition, all that." And the guy was like, "That's cool, but how about you donate to charity instead?"
Hey.
So I mean, that's
God
cool.
bless
That's cool,
him.
too. Yeah.
well,
The guy
wow.
was-
Like
That's
so, what I
awesome.
heard is that they were giving him a free copy, and I didn't realize that the guy tweeted.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what?
So the guy that yelled out "You're breathtaking," CD
Uh-huh.
Projekt Red said, "Hey, we're going to give you a free copy of the game, a special edition, whatever."
Mhm.
And you're saying, Steve, that he tweeted back and he says, "No, donate it to charity."
Yeah.
I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, he tweeted back at him and was like, "Hey, thank you so much, really appreciate it, but instead, why don't you donate to?" And he named off a charity, and I don't remember exactly what it was. So it must be a person of means or something. It's like, "Hey, that's cool and everything, but it's already pre-ordered, so and I want to
Yeah,
give you money,
exactly.
so yeah, give it to charity."
Yeah.
Which
I
is
was
nice.
already there for you guys. Like,
I'm already gonna buy 5 copies, so why don't you give some to charity? Yeah.
yeah.
So okay,
But
so
yes, Cyberpunk 2077 still looks absolutely amazing. It
it does. So I shouldn't even ask the question. Adding a celebrity to it, is that a good thing?
I mean,
Depends
adding
on
that
the
celebrity.
celebrity.
It
Yeah.
depends on the celebrity.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is an amazing human being, and there's a whole lot of things that you can find on the internet that are factual that can back that up. So he was a very good choice. But yeah, no, there are other celebrities that if they had been chosen instead, I would have been like either turned off from the game entirely, or been kind of like, yeah, all right, that's fine, I guess. But no, Keanu Reeves is pretty much, he's always been very widely received as being a good human being on the internet and otherwise, so I think that was a solid choice.
And as long as his character, because it seems like his character in the game is leading a revolution against quote the bad guys. So again, if that follows through and he's also a good person in the game, That's just wonderful synergy right there. And hopefully we don't have to
Absolutely.
betray him in the end and shoot his dog or something, because that would be awful.
I might cry. Might cry real tears.
Tuesday, what about you?
I liked Keanu Reeves. I thought he was a good choice as well. So yeah, celebrity aspect, good choice on their part. No complaints here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Steve. Tyrant.
What? I said yeah.
Oh, you
I'm
said
down.
yeah?
I'm down.
You're down?
What?
You're down.
What do you want?
So
What
aggressive.
is it?
What?
What do you need?
We're bothering him.
Clearly.
Can I say I was a little disappointed he didn't say, I know Kung Fu. No.
He didn't need to. Like, he comes
No.
out and his level of cool is cranked past 11 to like 15. And it just, whatever he said. I mean, what was great about that whole deal is he comes out and he's just like, this is the coolest thing ever. And he's Keanu Reeves already. And he's just like, this is awesome, isn't it? And everyone was just as excited as he was. Oh, it's a beautiful moment.
Everybody's looking at him.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's really awesome. Great. Really cool. Cool things. Keanu. And it's
I think the only bad thing is that I wish that the 4/16/2020 was like 10/16/2019.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That
hey,
was
you know
earlier.
what? If it's going to polish up the game and it's going to make the game look even better than what it does now, and all of that, I'm all for it. I cannot wait, and yes, I will be pre-ordering with it. So
I heard a little rumor as well that he's not just like a cameo in the game either. Like, he's a major part of it.
yeah,
He's gonna be-
Silverhand or whatever.
Yeah, Johnny Silverhand. And they said somewhere that like it helps that he really knows how to play the guitar. So like we're gonna get scenes of him being a rock star within the game. And probably mocapped and everything else. And that's just outstanding. That's so great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I saw a clip today. I was actually scrolling through Facebook, and I saw a clip, and I think the name of the show on ABC, Fresh Off the Boat, about the Asian family that and the father is on there. So he's in some, I believe it's a Netflix show, where he has an Asian, I don't know if it's a girlfriend or wife or whatever, and they're at this dinner with their friend, and they're like, it's a really luxurious restaurant, and then he comes in like his old like prom tuxedo, and he's like, no, she's like, no, people, rich people don't dress like that. They buy $1,000 shirts that they look like they got off homeless people, and and she's like, I can't wait for you to meet my boyfriend, and the boyfriend is Keanu Reeves.
Oh yes, I've seen that clip.
And he comes in, and he's just like, he's like shouting off like all of this like philosophical, like just mumbo jumbo, like propaganda. And like the one girl, she's like, I missed your eyes. And he's like, I missed your heart. She's like, I missed your lips. I missed your soul. And they go back and forth or whatever. And I mean, it's just so funny. I'll see if I can't find the clip. Oh my God, I was on the floor laughing.
There's actually
like, I was crying laughing so hard.
There's an actual Twitter account made specifically just for that scene, because people are just not cropping. They're editing it with different music. So that walking scene, it's just imagine just different songs, just Keanu Reeves walking.
Oh, when Keanu Reeves is walking into the restaurant.
They're just different songs. Like, oh, this worked with this song. This worked with. I'll post it if I can find it. But it's just like Keanu. I think it's like at Keanu Reeves walks. Like,
that's amazing.
I'll post it on our Discord.
Yep. Yeah. That's kind of like the Bart Simpson hitting Homer over the chair while he's in the bathtub. and it's like it's all different things that are going on. Like there's one where it's like all like anime. It's all in Japanese. There's one where like Bart hits him and they start singing like the opening to like the Lion King. It's really I'll find that one too. It's funny.
The internet can be cool.
Yes, it can be. So so watching the conference, I would say the biggest thing that came out of the Microsoft conference to me that I got most hyped about was obviously Keanu in Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah. Which is not console exclusive or anything, right?
No, it's not. No.
Yeah. So that's interesting that got the most hype. But
I mean, it was pretty big at last year's E3, if I remember correctly. So I mean,
there was like a 40-minute demo. Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
It just kind of makes sense for them to continue hyping a game that they've already put so much effort into hyping previously. Like, maybe they were hoping that they'd be able to figure out a way to make it console exclusive. Perhaps, maybe, but I mean, guess what didn't happen, and guess what game got all that hype, and now it's like, well, shit, what do we do with it? So, I mean, that could be the case. It also might not be the case. I don't know. I didn't actually watch that part of the conference. That's just kind of what it sounds like to me. Sorry.
I didn't watch it, but that's just what it sounds like.
I didn't watch it, but that's what I'm gathering. So.
I didn't actually go to college, but I've got this great accent, so everyone thinks I did. It's no big deal.
This is how I perceive the events of the conference, but I didn't watch it.
Guys, college made me psychic. Sorry, didn't tell you about it.
I didn't take that class.
I'm coming to your school. Hold on.
I know, right?
You need a roommate.
So, there's a couple of things to round out the Xbox. So, what if I can ask, what system are you thinking of getting Cyberpunk for? Remember, it's all single player. There's no multiplayer. CD Projekt Red has even come out and said there's no multiplayer. This is a full single player game.
Yay! That's so
Round table?
refreshing.
You want to go first?
Me? Sure.
Yeah.
I'd get it for the PS4 because I don't have an Xbox. My boyfriend has an Xbox that is actually sitting in my basement right now for some reason, so I technically have both right now.
Ooh, sell it.
Yes. Yes. No. But I will use it for console exclusives. Like I think Tunic I think is Xbox exclusive, although we didn't hear about it. But it'll be okay. We'll learn about it one day. One of these days. But yeah, no, honestly, I would get it for PS4 because that is the system that I personally own.
Okay. Tuesday.
Probably PS4 as well. I'll either be buying one in the next few weeks, or I'll be using my boyfriend's.
There you go. Steve.
My boyfriend has a PS4 too, and I'll just be using his.
But that's mine, Steve.
Actually, I'm thinking about PC. I'm thinking it's about time to upgrade my PC and putting some big fat nonsense right in the middle of it to make it super powerful again. So that's what I'm thinking. If I can scrape up that much cash before then. But if not there, then probably the Xbox, just because I play that the most. Although I do now have a PS4. I just got it today. So
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Wow!
Making the right choices in life.
It was
like going to college.
Yeah, we all
free PS4 with every complete class, as long as you have a boyfriend.
God, I wish. Oh my God, I would have so many games right now. Jesus.
It was more of a matter of being in the right place at the right time. A buddy of mine, a really good friend of mine, actually, his older brother, who's in his 50s, actually, long story, but he thought something was wrong with his PlayStation. I believe this is the story. He thought something was wrong with it, and he ordered a PS4 Pro. And as the Pro was like on its way to his house, he decided to do like a full system reset of the regular old PS4, and it was fine.
Oh,
Like that solved whatever problem it was. And he was like, well, I guess I'll just give this to my little brother and see if one of his friends wants a PS4. And so he was like, hey, Steven, you have a podcast and only have one console. You should take this. And I was like, thank you.
Take this,
So
you need it.
yes. So thank you so much. That's my buddy Ben. He's also on the Discord as Benzilla. So go say hi to him.
Good job,
and
Ben.
Thank you, Ben. And your older brother, Dan, I want to say. I think his name was Dan. So yeah, I've got that. I started playing Uncharted 4 today, so that was fun.
Awesome.
Good
Yeah,
start. Good start.
I played the other 3, and so I want to know. I want to know what happens next on the next episode. So
Yep.
there it is.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
People yell at each other and charge of punches for the next 5 hours.
That's about right.
Excellent.
Jesus, did we ask you?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
All right. There goes that, man.
Good talk.
No.
Good talk. Good
So,
talk.
all right. So I'll be similar to Steve. I honestly do want to pick this up for the PC because graphically it's gonna look gorgeous.
Mhm.
That's also in the same boat of I honestly I need a new PC like from scratch, and I've been eyeballing a lot of pieces. So if
Mhm.
not PC, I will be picking up for the PS4. But it's gonna be PC first if I can get it with all the other quirks. But if not, PS4.
And I will be also doing PC. If my PC can handle it, I'm definitely doing PC with it. To me, this game just feels like it needs to be played on a PC.
It's all about computers, man. You need to play it on a
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard that they're throwing tech in there for the ray tracing and all that, and so that's kind of like I want to do that. I want to see all that. I want it to be fancy, and also like can't you just imagine there being like a VR version of this game, but not like a
Yeah.
shit VR version, just like a put this thing on your face and it's just 3D, but like nothing fancy and it just looks snazzy. I could totally see like the HUD being like a different like draw distance from what you're seeing, like it's on your eyeballs, that kind of nonsense. Just for fun, like I could totally see
Little
them putting
needles
something
go
out like
through
that.
your pupil and they enhance your vision.
Yeah, you have to stab wires into your neck before it works. The wires don't go anywhere. You just have to do it.
Dude, that's called the Matrix.
Let's Matrix this shit.
Well,
Keanu's
that
in it.
sounds horrifying. I'll
Count me
take
in.
7. Sounds horrifying. I'll take 12.
Yes.
So that will do it for Microsoft. I won't get I'll let us kind of digest for actually a whole week after we kind of figure out all of the rumors and stuff that actually gets confirmed that comes out, because there's still more stuff that's coming out, and that's going to end Thursday. And obviously us recording Tuesday, so I don't want to give anything out until we kind of know every single thing. Though there is something that is kind of sad, and we won't hold too much onto it. But you know how they have Xbox has this backwards compatibility.
Oh yeah,
with 360 games
and Xbox originals, but yes,
and Xbox originals. Well, guess what? So there is a whole bunch of more games that are coming out in June. I want to say the end of June. That's coming out. And this is Armed and Dangerous, Tom Clancy game. The first Skate's coming out, 2 Human, Unreal Tournament 3, all of that. So that's great, but guess what this is going to be?
The
last batch of backwards compatible games that is going to be released on the Xbox.
That's okay.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. I mean they're old. They're
scraping
one
the
of those
bottom of
things.
the barrel now. I mean, they got all the ones people really want, and so that's good enough.
Yeah. So that's just a little bit of tidbit. So it's the final batch of games. This next update of games is going to be the final batch. Let's move on to Bethesda.
You mean the Doom conference? Yeah.
That was basically it. The Doom conference. But we'll go over some other stuff. Like I said, this is in no particular order. Rage 2 is getting a new expansion called Rise of Ghosts. I'm really enjoying Rage 2. I don't think any of you guys are playing it, are you?
No, not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Can't say
I did like their trailer. It was so homey.
It was good. I rewatched it. In the middle of this conference, I do apologize for the on our stream. In the middle of this, I had a phone call that I could not get off of, and by the time the phone call ended, it was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, here's the end of Bethesda." I'm like, "Wonderful."
Fabulous.
Don't worry.
So-
Bummer.
I kept chat comfortable.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Jesus. You did a good job.
Well
Jesus.
done.
Holding down the fort.
I love when games get announced though, and people are like, "What the hell is this?" And people are like, who are my age that are old, are like, "I remember this." And this is one of these games, Commander Keen.
Yeah.
Silence in the room.
Silence in the room.
Yeah, I'm like,
Steve,
I don't.
Steve, I figured you jump in and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember Commander Keen."
I would if I did, but I didn't, so I won't. I don't.
you, Steve.
Yeah, yep. Fuck me. The
God
name
damn it, Steve,
sounded.
you're ruining everything.
I'm ruining everything. I recognized the name, but I had no idea what to attach to it graphically. And then when the cartoon started up, I was like, I have no idea what this is. So I have no idea what I'm thinking of. But I have no idea what that thing is. What is that thing?
So Commander Keen is a 2D side. It was back in the day a 2D side scroller about aliens coming down and trying to take over planet Earth, and you, Commander Keen, had to go and stop these aliens from taking over planet Earth. And you had like a pogo stick, and you had like a laser, like a laser blaster, and all of that. And it was just a fun 2D side scroller that went back and forth. It was a shit ton of fun.
Cool.
I don't remember if there was
that.
I don't know if there was 2 of them or there was 3 of them. I can look it up right now.
Nah, nobody cares.
It's fine.
Nobody cares.
Let's continue.
Good lord.
It's savage in here today.
Yep.
Okay, there was Commander Keen Invasion of the Four Ticans, Commander Keen in Keen Dreams, Commander Keen in Goodbye Galaxy, Commander Keen in Aliens Ate My Babysitter, Commander Keen.
What systems were these on?
This was all straight PC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. PC stuff.
MS DOS. Oh wait, there was one on Game Boy.
Sounds like Commander Keen has some issues.
Yeah.
But I played the hell out of Commander Keen. They were so good. They were so much fun. They were harder than shit, but they were so much fun.
What were who were the original developers? Was it Bethesda?
It was them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, neat. Or id or something?
No, id Software.
Id.
Id Software
Okay.
did
It was
episodes 1 through 6, and then David A. Palmer Productions. The publishers were Three Realms, but I think they were known as Apogee Softworks.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, Softdisk and FormGen, and then Activision. And Activision did the Game Boy.
These were all games that you could probably put on a floppy disk and like give to your friends, right?
Oh yeah. These were very small. Yeah, but they were good. I mean, it was just such a good 2D side scroller that was a break from Mario.
Yep.
Neat.
Yeah, neat.
Every now and again, you need one of those.
So I'm not a huge mobile guy, but I am a mobile. Wolfenstein Cyberpilot is a VR game that's coming out in July.
Mm-hmm.
Young Blood is a co-op shooter. That's coming out in July.
If you're into Wolfenstein, those look cool.
Mm-hmm.
The presentation for that, they said if you took a shot every time they said Nazis, you'd be
It
dead.
was fantastic.
It was
murder
pretty
Nazis.
good. Yeah.
Kill Nazis.
If you would like to murder Nazis, and like the guy had a weird accent, but I loved it. It was great.
Of
It was
course.
fantastic.
I have to watch that. I love the phrase "We are still hard at work on Elder Scrolls 6." No shit. Everybody knows that's a next
Better
gen.
be.
Sorry,
Tuesday, you might not know this, but I get really aggressive about Skyrim.
yes, you
I
do.
see that. I'm into it.
It's a horrible game.
Oh, Jesus, save your soul.
Save yourself.
Jesus, save your own soul.
It's called now. Things.
God bless your stupid, stupid soul.
What kind of college did you go to?
Came back a witch.
Hogwarts?
A British witch.
On you.
British witch, yeah. How was
I'll put a
Hogwarts?
curse on you
Yeah.
after reading you your tarot cards.
Oh, wonderful.
I thought it was great just that going back with Elder Scrolls 6 is that Todd Howard just says, I just thought you wanted to know that we're hard working on this game. We're working hard on this game.
Yes.
Thanks, Todd. No, we're working shittily on the game. It's going to be a crap game.
It's going to be a mobile game. Get ready.
I'm on the fence if I want to get back into this or not. About this was ESO on PC. It's actually on sale. I'm kind of this week, and I'm kind of wondering if I want to get it or not.
How much free time do you have?
Not a lot, and that's the thing that I'm kind of.
There's your answer.
Yeah. I snagged it on Xbox a while back, and I played it when I could, and it's a good MMO. It's just I didn't have time to keep up with it and like learn all the little bits and pieces, and was like, all right, this is cool, but I just don't have the time.
Once again, it's I want to get it on PC because I an MMO that I can actually run on ultra settings on PC.
That's fair.
So they have a new expansion coming out June 27th called Moons of Elsewhere, even though that Elsewhere right now. Elder Scrolls Online is getting a dungeon DLC adventure called Scalebreaker. It's also headed to the Switch.
And that part had like the best guy in the audience just screaming during the conference. It was like,
bless him.
Yeah!
It was the same guy that said you're breathtaking to keep.
Was it really?
No.
I was going to say that would be amazing. Like just
that guy needs to chill the fuck out.
no, somebody needs to give him a poster. Pat him on the back for his excellent work.
Let's see. Before we get into the other stuff, Deathloop looks really interesting.
Yes, I'm keeping my eye on that one.
It looks stylistic as fuck. That was cool.
It does.
It's a cool trailer, if nothing else. Yeah.
I think the most intriguing thing that they said on this one was Ghostwire Tokyo.
Oh yeah.
From Shinji Mikami's studio, Tango Gameworks.
I'm always here for a good horror game.
And I really liked the presenter. She was fantastic.
She was super fun. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks mind trippy as fuck.
What have they made before that I would know? Anything?
Quick.
No, I don't think so because I think it's a new system. The Evil Within.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they made the Evil Within. So
they do have experience in the horror field.
Yeah. Cool.
Doom Eternal.
Lots and lots of Doom Eternal.
Lots and lots of Doom Eternal. Can I say one very simple thing about Doom to me?
Sure.
Package a game, call it Doom, I'm going to buy it. Do you think, I mean, to me, Doom is just that series now that it's like, either by now, you're either going to play it or you're not going to play it.
Yeah.
True. That is true.
Yeah. Either you want to kill demons as fast and as loud as possible, or you're lame. Like that's what they told me. So there's only one right answer.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I just repeated myself. Like Doom falls into the Legend of Zelda, Mario category too. It's a Mario game or it's a Legend of Zelda game. Either you're going to play it or you're not going to play it. You don't need to tell me all the new things. You don't need to tell me. It's great that you did, but it's just like you have your player base.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get into Fallout. Which to me, Fallout was that was the epitome of the we're going to apologize and now beg to please play our game.
And then here's this bonus thing that I know you didn't want, but we're gonna give you instead of doing other stuff you guys want.
I do have to give it up that every single thing that they announced that's going to be some form of DLC for this or content is free.
It's all included.
That is good. Yes.
Yeah.
Solid.
So they of course they came out and they were like, haha, Fallout 76, don't kill us. We're going to talk about it. But so they announced two things. They announced the Nuclear Winter, which is their battle royale, and then they announced Wastelanders, which is their oops, this is what you guys wanted this game to be in the first place. Which they've announced a while ago, and I'm trying to do the math on it. If this was always planned, or if this is them saying like, "Oh shit," and backpedaling. I don't know which one it is, and I don't know if we'll ever know, because they announced Wastelanders like 6 months ago when they did their their timeline deal. It was Wild Appalachia, the Nuclear Winter, and then Wastelanders is like, here's our next three things. And then Wild Appalachia was all springtime, and then this is winter, and then fall is going to be the next thing. So it's been in the works for a while, and you can't record dialogue easily or quickly. So I don't know what to think about this. And they are calling this Fallout 76 Year 2, as if and like the in-game lore year is progressing, like it's now a year later and this is more stuff that's happening. Which, for a Fallout game is cool. It's interesting. That's the RPG side of it. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to Wastelanders. Now the Battle Royale thing.
I was waiting for that butt.
Wait, before
Yeah.
I was waiting for that butt.
Before you head in the Battle Royale, I
think
to talk about Wastelanders,
yeah,
I think they had two versions of it.
Yeah.
I think they said, okay, we're going to have NPC people and we're going to have dialogue and all of that. And maybe if it didn't have such a bad opening that they didn't, or release, they would have like thrown the NPCs out in steps. Because people, if you're developing it, we're going to release it, but we're going to throw it out in steps.
Mm-hmm.
This one was like, we really need to get NPCs in here and we need to get them in fast.
I'm sure the marketing of it would have been quite different if people were hype about the game that existed and they were still planning on Wastelanders and introducing, NPCs. It would have been like a stealth release where people would have found them and been like, what? These are in the game? That's amazing. That it would have been like this cool reveal moment as you're playing the game. But they had to get out in front and be like, look, we're putting it in. You wanted it. Here it is. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it.
Okay.
Now can I talk about Battle Royale?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I actually want to hear your opinion, because me and Dad were during our reaction live stream. Like he knew what I thought. It was hilarious to me. But I want your genuine opinion about this.
Okay, so my genuine opinion, and I've been on record on this show and in real life, I'm not a fan of Battle Royale games. I've tried the Fortnite, and I've had 13-year-olds curse at me, and I wasn't very fun. I played Apex a little bit, and I was like, okay, I get what they're going for, but it's not for me. And so when they were like, Battle Royale comes to Fallout 76, I was like, well, I mean, it's the thing that everyone's doing now, so it kind of makes sense that they would try to do their own version of it. And then they were like, it's free, go do it now. It's it's free sneak peek for a week or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so I downloaded the update and I hopped in there, and I got to tell you, it's a lot of fun.
Okay,
it is a lot of fun. The only gripe that I have with it, and this is like the one thing people are complaining about, is that after you die and the match is over, you have to go through too many menu screens to get back in to do another match. People are impatient to play more, and that's the only problem that I've heard. Really,
we'll still change that. They'll figure out a way how to streamline that.
Oh yeah, I mean, this isn't even a beta. This is a sneak peek. So. All in all, so it's a 52-person match. You're in teams of 4, or you can be solo, I guess. And they do the thing where they drop you in the middle of the map. And so if you've been playing the game, you're familiar with the locations already. So that's a bonus for me, because I don't have to relearn like a brand new map and like all the nooks and crannies. I kind of already understand several of the areas. And so they drop you in. You get to pick where you're going to go into. And they do this thing where you see the map and you select your area, and then all your teammates, you can see all their dots on the map of where they're going to drop. Mm-hmm. And then it flashes for like a second before you launch where everyone else is. So then you get the information of where everyone else is going to be very quickly, and then then it starts loading up. So you kind of have an idea of like, there's going to be a bunch of people around me, or am I going to be all alone? What's going to happen. Game loads, you pop in there, and they really leveled the playing field in that a lot of your RPG stuff doesn't count in this mode. You don't have your perks, you don't have your weapons, you don't have your armor. It's just you and your special stats. And your special stats are only there for later to show like which kind of perk cards you can equip that are unique to this play mode. So you go in there and you start shooting people, and there's 3 different crate sizes, small, medium, and large, that have okay stuff, good stuff, and awesome stuff in it. There's nuke codes that if you collect enough of them, you can drop a nuke. I have it has its own XP system. It's like the overseer rank that ties into the lore of the vault that's doing all of this, Vault 51. And the higher your overseer rank goes, the more stuff you can access in the vault, which is essentially your lobby. When you're waiting for a new game to start, you run around the vault, and there are computers that are like, you can't, like, this is locked until overseer level 100 or something, and there's rooms that are locked off until you have a higher rank. So there's this ongoing lore while you're waiting. And I don't know if the vault's going to be accessible from adventure mode. I know where the vault is on the map because I found the door. Before it was announced. It was like an unknown or unmarked location on your map. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. When you loot stuff, it automatically equips. So there's not a bunch of like inventory management stuff. The best armor is always automatically equipped. All of your weapons go on your weapon wheel, automatically assigned. And I've had a lot of fun with it. It's, like I said, the only complaint that I've had is that it takes too long to reload into a new match. That's the only complaint that I have.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
How long does this go till the end of the week?
End of the week, yeah. And also they put out Fallout 76, the base game, for free for the week as well. So if anybody's interested in Fallout 76, now is the time to hop in and try it. We have cultivated a nice community of helpful people, and on Reddit, the Fallout 76 subreddit. It's like, oh yeah, I saw a bunch of low level people, and so I went and helped them, and here's how I'm helping people, and it's just all about help. It's all about helping people enjoy the game, which is refreshing to see. Yeah, it's really nice.
Actually, that was one funny thing that Todd Howard did come out and say. He's like, when we made this game, we gave you the freedom and ability to just shoot at each other and do whatever the hell you wanted. And what do you guys do? You're dropping weapons for each other. You're building buildings.
I really think they built the game for everyone, and they should have built it for their fans. I don't know. They Fallout 76 is not a perfect game by any means. I don't think it ever will be. But like their trajectory, like what they were shooting for, was off from the beginning, and I think they're slowly realizing it and course correcting, which is nice to see.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So check out Fallout 76. I guess when people hear this, the free trial is probably over. But you people that I'm talking to right now, this very second, if you haven't tried it out yet, try out Fallout 76. It's free. Check it out. It's fun.
I actually opened my Bethesda launcher while you were talking about that, and it's now downloading the update. So,
we should play later.
Sure.
Yeah, all right. I guess.
Plays sad Charlie Brown music.
If I must.
That'll happen.
No, depending on how fast this update actually goes through. If you're on, I'll let you know.
That's a couple of gigs. It's no big deal. We can play some other time, but you should.
I definitely got to get back on it though.
This past weekend, I played a 13-hour board game with some friends, and I one of them also plays PC games, and he was like, "Hey, should I check out that Fallout 76?" And I gave him a whole spiel on it because he only knew about it from the angry internet, and I was like, "No, they fixed like all the things, and don't worry about it, and it's a great game, it's a lot of fun." And so the next day, like on this was Saturday night, so then on Sunday, he sends me a text of like, "Hey, I bought it, I'm installing it." And then like later that night, they were like, "It's free for a week." I felt really bad, but I didn't say anything to him. So maybe he doesn't know.
So overall, like I said, I know we weren't going to because I think it's a bigger one. But Bethesda, how do you think their overall conference went?
It was okay. From my opinion, it was okay. There was just a lot of little things they mentioned that I didn't really care about, and the stuff I did care about wasn't announced too much. But I did enjoy some of the updates we got.
Okay.
Agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All in agreement here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, then I will tend to agree.
I mean, truly,
We are in agree.
I mean, it really was kind of a mediocre conference. There was nothing super awesome, cool. Like, we know what Doom is. We know, they're going to apologize for Fallout and keep talking about it. They're going to announce a couple of new things. They're going to Elder Scrolls a little bit, and then it's going to be over. And announce a couple new things that we don't really know what they are yet. And, that's fine. Nothing really failed. I don't think there wasn't anything bad, but there was nothing that was like jaw dropping either. So it was fine.
No. Yeah.
Last year's E3 was like leagues better in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
So it's just kind of like, in comparison to that, it's like, yeah, things happened.
Because
It was something that existed.
because pulling stuff out, like actually, if like I had to like rethink about it for a moment, the only two things for me that were like interesting that I would want to talk about is that new damn it, why can't I even talk about it? The Ghostwire Tokyo. Like that's really the new IP that I'm honestly looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play Fallout 76, but I do appreciate the information that came out of that. Doom, like we all said, it's Doom. Like what more can we say for that? And then just a bunch of mobile games that either if you're playing them, like you're playing them. If you don't, you're not a mobile player, and that's like okay, that could have been its own little show for something else. Like, yeah,
there should be like a different conference or something for mobile games, like a mobile game roundup or something, because they just kind of seem out of place. It's a different audience.
And it makes people angry. I love the internet for that.
Yes, they're so angry.
I saw a perfect meme where they have like it's like a 4-panel thing, and you see them like, all right, we're gonna start with this this mobile game, and someone says, "Boo! Do you have anything else?" And the guy's looking at his cue cards. Mobile game.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, I think that would be interesting if they start just kind of doing their own little thing. They're like, because there are some really good mobile games out there, but I don't want it to be like in the main showcase. I want to say,
yeah, unless it's something that's going to knock your socks off,
like Blades.
Yeah, well, they tried so hard with Blades, and it's
coming to the Switch.
They're close. They're close with Blades. They just need to. They're not there yet with it.
I think the only really, really sad thing, and dead and ended with it, with seeing this conference, is that there is no either Fallout 3, Fallout 4, or Fallout New Vegas coming to Switch.
They don't need to do that.
No, I thought that it maybe something. I mean, for God's sake, with what the Switch is doing and how all these either remastered or these older classic games are coming through, I thought it could be good. Maybe it would happen, but
I'd rather they focus on new stuff. Like I mean, I kind of have issue with remasters anyway, especially that soon. It just kind of seems like you're just slapping a new coat of paint on something and saying, "Here, buy it again," which just seems kind of cheap sometimes. Which I think would come across that way, especially from Bethesda, especially now after 76. Like, oh, 76 didn't do well, so now you're giving us Fallout 3 with a new coat of paint. Guess you need to make money back, huh? Like, you can just hear the internet screaming that at them already, and
but the internet doesn't complain like that, does it?
No, internet never complains. And they're also like, if you want a remastered Fallout 3 or a 4 or a New Vegas, there's mods for that. Like, it's like literally there are mods that remaster the entire game and add better textures and new stuff and fix quests, and like all the things that you would want from a remaster is already available. You just have to put the pieces together yourself. And so like they would also be shot at for that. Like, oh, you remastered Fallout 3. Well, there's a better mod for that. That's free. Why should I spend, $19.99 on this? So, people ask for it, and if they provided it, that's fine. But I think they'd get more hate in the end than if they just let well enough alone and worked on new stuff.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Whatever.
As I said, though, we were only going to cover and Bethesda tonight. We'll talk about Square Enix and Nintendo and Ubisoft on our next episode. Once
I
again,
watched Ubisoft's live. That was fun.
That was fun. Really, really hyped about the new Watch Dogs, but we'll talk.
You know what? These conferences, I'm so upset that I got the times wrong so many times. I was like, I missed Xbox and Ubisoft, and I was gonna watch it with Dan, but like we talked about it. It's gonna start at X time. Like, all right, I set my alarm, and it's half an hour before, and then I oversleep. Like, fuck this, man. I hate it.
Yeah, there both of them were like, you're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm like,
I thought I was like the first the Xbox one. I was like, oh man, I'll be ready for the next one. And then I did it again for Ubisoft. I was just mad at myself at the Ubisoft one. Like, I was just sad.
It's okay. I'll forgive you, Jesus. Just forgive my sins as you always do.
All right, you're forgiven. Just do 10 Hail Marys and buy Our Fathers. That's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Does anyone know Does everyone remember their prayers?
I do.
I never went to church.
Like, I'm trying to remember them. I know them in Spanish. I know them in Spanish.
Dear
I
Batman.
know them in Latin.
I know them in English and only in English.
I had a back in the day. I actually had a
language.
Back in the day, I had to know them in English, Spanish, and Polish.
Polish?
Yeah, I went to the neighborhood I grew up in was heavily heavily no, it was heavily Hispanic, African American, and Polish. So the church we attended had all three. So there was like an English mass, a Spanish mass, and a Polish mass. And so when we had, because I was in choir, I had to sing in all three languages, and so I had to know all the prayers in those three languages.
Hey, Jesus.
Yes.
Yakshimash?
I have not known Polish in that long, dude. It's back in the day. That was
that's literally just how are you?
Test.
Like, yeah, no. I was like, that's like close to like 15, 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's just it just is how are you in Polish.
Okay.
So okay. Well, with that, like I said, we'll cover the other conference and any type of other news on next week's podcast. But once again, thank you for joining. Check out our sponsors, ouchthathertz.com. That's ouchthathertz, HERTZ.com. Definitely check out the BS Podcast Network. So many other great podcasts are on that site, so check that out. Thank you, guys, for joining us on here. We do have a little bit of a milestone. We actually have passed over 8,500 downloads of this podcast in only 35 episodes, 36 episodes, if you count episode 0. So we don't do this if it wasn't for you guys and actually listening to us. And obviously, we have at least 8,500 people listening to us. So, or at least 8,500 times.
One person has downloaded us 8,500 times.
Yeah, there you go. It's
Thanks,
my mom.
Me.
Yeah, it's mom.
It's my mom.
It's everyone's mom.
But no, we thank everybody for this, and we thank everybody for the support and all of that. And especially you guys for what you guys, like I said, I've said this a couple of times, but you guys are absolutely awesome. I think I do have the best team that we put together. So thank you. Welcome back, Grace. And I think that'll do it for me. And us.
And my ex.
And we.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
Good night.
I was waiting for you guys to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.